Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV patch 6.4 with me, Meoni. It's that time. I've been kind of putting this off as long as possible. It's time to look at how they butchered Scholar even more. I'm not a massive fan of Scholar. I think most people already kind of know that if they've seen me talk about Scholar before, but I fully respect the people who do like it. But you'll notice that they decided that Selene had to be removed from the game. So you might be wondering, well, what is there then that they've replaced it with? Well, funnily enough, Selene hasn't actually fully gone forever. There is a new quest that you can pick up from level 30 actually, called A Fairy Tale Come True, and this is at the actual Arcanist Guild. As you can see, you can take a teleport directly to this in Limsa Lominsa's lower decks. Just near the ocean fishing area actually, so you might as well get this done if you're waiting for some fishing. Level 30 you can do this, then it's a plus quest, and yes, I'm not going to read through this because I'll let you enjoy that. There is like some dialogue, but yeah, it's pretty much non-explained really why they took one away. It does have a cutscene, I'll let you enjoy that, which is really cool. They kind of explain a little bit, I suppose, but not enough really. If we go into the general chats, you'll see it's petglamour, as you can see here. So you do /petglamour and then EOS, Ruby Carbuncle, and you can also do question mark as well, petglamour. Okay, we're back after a bit of a jump cut because I got incredibly confused, and I'm sure some people might get confused as well, so I'm going to help you. So first of all, one of the things it tells you to do is do / question mark space / petglamour, and what that will do is it will bring up this massive section in chat about how to use it. So it says, alter the appearance of selected summons. You must resummon the Eggy for the glamour to take effect. Command not applicable in PvP instances. So here's the example of the summons and the glamours that they can be turned into. As you can see, Selene is indeed on the list. So we can glamour EOS to Selene to Carbuncle, etc. Right? So the way that we do this is we do /petglamour space and then quotations of EOS, for example, and then space and then quotations of the summon we want to turn it into, which looks a little something like this: /petglamour space quotation mark, right, EOS. It has to be capitalized, by the way. I tried it without, it confused me for ages. Then space and then the name of the thing, so Ruby Carbuncle, for example, end quotation. Press enter. It then says the next EOS summoned will appear glamoured as a Ruby Carbuncle. I had like the biggest issue with this earlier, and also I have to say this is one of the worst systems that still exists in this game. Like homogenization of your Eggies and you know, your summons is fine, right? And the ability to make them into other summons is also fine. Like petglamour system is great. However, I will say, isn't it about time we just had a button where you went to the summon and there was a toggle, similar to how they put toggle switches in for compact view and things like that? Maybe because I never upgraded my Scholar's Broil, for example, maybe there could be an option button or something, you know what I mean, just where the summon is, and or maybe a new tab or an appearance tab or something. I still think that this whole like / question mark space / petglamour thing, or you can do / petglam, right, as it tells you, or whatever. It's just, it's a weird relic of old MMORPGs that I don't think needs to still be here. It's cool that it exists, but there needs to be more than just text commands, similar to how you can do text commands and put them into macros for nearly everything in the game. But for nearly everything else in the game, there is a button and a way of it automating that process for you. Surely that already pre-exists in the game. In fact, screw it, we'll make our own buttons, is what I thought, and then we can share these in the comment section. So you can just copy and paste these, just make macros, give them the icon and whatever you want. I've given them the different colors of the thing. So if you want to turn EOS back into EOS, it's slash petglamour and then just EOS in quotation marks. Now, that might not sound too difficult to type, but sometimes the game doesn't recognize the quotation marks. It's really annoying. So then we can just have this on a bar somewhere. We click the button, it does it for us. We don't have to type anymore. So I can just, if I was a Scholar main, this would be something I would do all the time. If I switch between them a lot, right? I don't suppose many of you do. I don't know. I don't really know that many Scholars, honestly, who still play after the homogenization, after they took away Selene, and before that the ability to have a differentiation between the two. But you can have these buttons on your bars. Let's say you've got a bar somewhere free, and then if you want to EOS into Selene, you've got slash petglamour EOS Selene as another button, and we could place that there, and boom, look, it says the next EOS summoned will appear glamoured as a Selene. And then we can also do that to Carbuncle as well. So if you're wondering, you know, if you can get Selene back, at least you can, if you prefer Selene to EOS. But yeah, and the same could be said for the Ruby Carbuncle. If you want to have a Ruby Carbuncle, just tick that button and then simply resummon EOS. I'm not saying it's difficult to type in commands, don't get me wrong. I know some people are going to be like, oh, but Meoni, it's really easy. Why would you be complaining about this? It's mostly because everything else in the game has a button for it, and the fact that we have to create our own. But you saw how simple it was for me to create a macro button that we could just put somewhere. Are you telling me it would be difficult to add this to the actions and traits window, or like and the extras panel? This is what I would like to see Square Enix in the future. The ability to, you know, to shore up the bits of the game that still feel a little bit odd. Also accessibility, right? If you're on console, isn't this just a pain in the butt? I don't know. Let me know below. Anyway, so that's how you change your pet glamours. It gives you an example of all the pet glamours. Again, if you want to bring up this help menu, it is simply /?/ /petglam or pet glamours, and then it'll come up with all of this stuff. But yeah, I tried to type this stuff in earlier, just didn't work for some reason. I had to like copy and paste the quotation marks, because for some reason when I typed it the first time, it used a different layout of quotation marks. It's time to get rid of this system and go back to having buttons, okay? There we go. Macros will be pinned in the comment section. They're very simple. Make a button yourself. Do yourself a favor. Save yourself some time. This also works with Summoner. Just make them with the quotation marks. And yeah. Anyway, am I a fan of them removing Selene? Not really. Am I a fan of the changes where they made it so that the fairies had no differences between them? No. Do I think Scholar needs a rework? Yes. Yes, I do. And on that note, you might disagree, but I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.